On today's episode of the Fumblerooski podcast, today is the first day of legal tampering because it's not like teams aren't already illegally tampering, which also means that free agency has pretty much already started, and we have news up the arse in terms of players traded, players signing, you name it. We're going to cover it. This is the Fumblerooski podcast.
It may not have always showed it in the stat sheet, but you can see him making throws when he needs to make the throws.
Back-to-back games where he has 3 touchdowns.
Someone's got to get that 6 or 7 spot.
He's an elite wide receiver as a rookie.
Truly a lose-lose scenario for both sides.
Welcome to the Fumblerooski podcast by Power 18 Radio and Secret Weapon Consulting. We got myself, Chris Costich, and we got CJ Medeiros. Oh, day one of free agency. What a ride. What a ride.
It's been a day.
It's been a day to say the least.
One of the days.
Yeah, one of the days of all time. Well, this really started over the weekend, of course, with big news. So we'll start with the biggest news. Maxx Crosby traded to the Baltimore Ravens for this year's first-round pick and next year's first-round pick. So the Raiders now will have 2 picks, 2 first-round picks for this upcoming draft. Yeah, there's a lot of teams that have first-round picks this year too, which should be very, very interesting. Obviously, this wasn't the only move that both the Ravens and the Raiders made, but we'll talk about that later on. Well, the Ravens needed help on defense, and help they got. I think that's probably the safest way to kind of phrase that one up. And at the end of the day, this was a bit of a long time coming, you could say, right? Or not a long time coming, but the writing was on the wall. Maxx Crosby obviously was not thrilled with the fact that he got benched the last 2 weeks of the season for his injury. He wanted to play out those 2 weeks on a Raiders team that was clearly tanking, and he did not take too kindly to it. And unfortunately for Crosby, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And he wanted to be a Raider. That's the thing. Like, Maxx Crosby always wanted to be a Raider. I don't think anyone can deny that. But
he did.
But at the same time, like, there comes a point where you also have to move on from a guy and let him roam free somewhere else. Because there's a chance that Maxx Crosby will not be winning a ring in Vegas. Well, obviously he's not now, but I'm saying pre-trade, there was a very real chance that Crosby was never going to win a ring in Vegas.
More likely than not, yeah.
So send him somewhere where he can excel and potentially make a playoff run out of it, because who knows how long this rebuild's going to be for the Raiders. And now with this trade, it sets them up pretty nicely for the next couple of years on top of all the other deals that they made.
Yeah. Oh, my God. The rumors were, even after he got extended, there were still rumors about, they might trade Maxx Crosby. Teams are still sniffing around him, even though he was just extended. And I remember just sitting there thinking to myself, good God, the rumor mill never dies. Look, I know I'm skeptical, and that's kind of like my whole thing and stuff, but can you blame me for being skeptical and just saying, all right, let's just wait and see if it happens, Because we've been burned by this before. I'm not going to believe anything until it actually happens. And a lot of times nothing ever happens. Just that happens a lot. There are all these players, the rumors keep swirling and they just stay put. But finally something gave, and the Ravens traded for Crosby. Now let's be real, gang. This is by far, very easily, a win now move. Giving up 2 first-round picks is something that you don't do unless you are going all in. I think we can all agree on that. Or if you have the first to spare,
which is interesting considering the fact, first with a first-year head coach as well, or a brand new head coach.
Yeah, well, I mean, they had a good roster. It was just a lot of injuries, and I guess, and Harbaugh finally wore out his welcome after all these years. But yeah, the Ravens finally. Do you want to know who the real loser in this trade is, though?
Who?
Joe Burrow,
Oh,
because
yeah.
twice a year he'll have to face Maxx Crosby. Twice a year he'll have to face T.J. Watt, and twice a year he'll have to face Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
So
Bro
6
is going to be in
times
hell.
throughout the year, you are going to face off against probably a top 5 edge rusher. Bengals, I know you're not big on like spending on offensive line, but I think you should. It would be wise.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Unfortunately for the Raiders, this was not the only news that they were in over the weekend. I don't know if you saw the articles that Mike Silver came out with this weekend. Actually, there was one that he wrote in particular about Maxx Crosby, but it was more so the articles in question are more so about Tom Brady because he's part owner and he has some
Yeah.
sway in the organization. So in this instance, this was the second article that he came out with about Brady, and it had to do with Maxx Crosby. The first one I'll get to in a second, but apparently there was according to the article, Tom Brady made it a point to not send Maxx Crosby to the Patriots.
Yeah, I did hear that, and I saw Dave Portnoy had an actual like temper tantrum over it.
Yes, I saw that as well.
And for those who don't know, Dave Portnoy said if that gets proven true, that Brady just would refuse to do business with New England as far as Crosby's concerned, then we should, and I quote, tear his statue down.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, dude, let's come on now. Just
I mean,
come on.
it's Dave Portnoy, it's Barstool. He's gonna say some shit to get some clicks, whether he actually means it or not.
Yeah, it's what they do.
The
Hosts and all, that's just the age we live in.
It is. It is. The first article that Mike Silver came out with in regards to Brady was more of turmoil within the organization because, Tom Brady can't be actually in the Vegas building because of his contract with Fox, this and that. So, he's in Florida or wherever the fuck he's living right now. He needs some eyes and ears he needs boots on the ground. Take a guess on who his eyes and ears are.
Who could it be? Dare I ask?
Alex Guerrero.
Oh my God!
The issue being, of course, like, look, say what you want about Alex Guerrero. There's a reason why Tom Brady also played 20 plus years in the league. A lot of people say he's a snakeskin salesman, this and that. Believe what you want. The problem here is that Tom Brady is using Alex Guerrero as, hey, what's going on with the team? What's going on with the organization? But apparently reports are saying that Alex Guerrero is also using that power to be like, hey, this could be your job right here. This could be your job. And a lot of people aren't really thrilled with that because it's like a ghostwriter in the room, essentially. You got powers within that are really from afar trying to say this, and some people aren't really thrilled with it. It's just another it's really just another chapter in this weird Brady Alex Guerrero thing and look, if Brady and Alex Guerrero have been business partners or partners, just period. This relationship has gone on for the last 20 years, probably. I don't know, 15 years, however long it's been. We'll call it 15. And Brady, obviously for good reason, is going to trust Alex Guerrero with a lot of fucking things. As mentioned, he was the guy that got him out of the torn ACL. He is a big reason why he played 23 fucking years. It's not hard to see why he trusts him like that, but it seems to be rubbing a lot of people the wrong way in Vegas.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I get it. You have this guy who doesn't even have a position with the team going in there and barking out orders and saying, "Oh, by order of minority owner Brady, you will do X, Y, and Z, or it's your job." And I don't know. I know he's not allowed in the building, but I guess an intermediary is fine. I don't know. I'm not close to the situation, but the Raiders did make a lot of moves in their own right outside of the whole Crosby thing. So do with that what you will. Maybe it's
Yeah,
Brady.
exactly. So you mentioned it, so we'll talk about it. They signed Eric Stokes, signed a fat contract for Tyler Linderbaum, making him, I think, the highest paid interior offensive lineman in the league, correct?
That's correct. Yes.
They also signed a Kobe Dean, Quay Walker, and traded for Teron Johnson. The trade for Teron Johnson happened yesterday. But
Also, I want to throw this in. They did get Vikings wide receiver 3 Jalen Naylor and Colts defensive lineman Kwity Paye.
we're not. Let's stop with this Jalen. Oh, I'm thinking Jalen Rager, not Jalen Naylor.
Yeah, Jalen Naylor, Michigan State legend, I believe. Oh, we just got news. Something just happened.
Sound the alarm. Hold on. Do we have an alarm? We should have an
I
alarm.
don't think we do. We should have one, but we
Let's
don't.
hold on. I got some for you.
Jesus, Harold Christ.
There we go.
You know what? I have a horn I could like blow out of, but that'd be fun. But
the train whistle works too. All right, what we got?
Rico Dowdle is signing with the Steelers.
Oh, the Steelers.
That's correct. Running back Rico Dowdle is in fact signing with the black and gold. I don't have the contract in front of me, but I just saw he's signing there. So
all right.
Cool. Off season. Yeah.
I like it. We'll talk about that when we get to the Steelers, but so yeah, Raiders, we mentioned it. They had a fuck ton of cap space and they're using it wisely. You could say that the contract for Linderbaum is an overpay, but when your quarterback's on his ass every other play, you got to do what you got to do especially to protect Fernando, whatever that ABBA song is.
I don't think I've ever really listened to ABBA a day in my life, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. But thoughts on the Raiders thoughts on the Raiders moves in the last, we'll call it 36 hours, if we want to include the Maxx Crosby trade.
Yeah, well, really, outside of Crosby, the Raiders are a team that just didn't have a lot of talent. It's weird. They have a lot of high-end players. Like, I would argue Colton Miller is a top 10 left tackle. Jackson Powers Johnson is a damn good interior lineman. Brock Bowers is a case to be a top 5 tight end. But it's weird. They had Crosby as well. So you have these really elite group of players. Then there's everyone else. There's no players that are even mid. There's nobody who's just solid. It's just those guys. And then just the dregs. There are a lot of guys, granted, that I think have a lot of upside and could develop, but this was needed, especially that defense that got picked apart, just bullied day in and day out. And now you've actually fixed the problem. Shocking what you can do when you care, And well, like you said, Linderbaum's huge. I think they're going to move Jackson Powers Johnson to guard. You double dipped a linebacker getting in Quay Walker and Kobe Dean. That was huge. Traded for the Bills, Teron Johnson. That was great. You got Jalen Naylor as a good complementary piece. Honestly, yeah, I think this is money well spent. And Kwity Paye also getting signed. That's huge. Bringing Eric Stokes back, bringing Malcolm Kuntz back. I like that. The only contract that I really wasn't crazy about was Jalen Naylor getting 3 years, 35 mil. I think that's a little much. But when you're the Raiders, let's be real, Chris, you kind of have to pay the suck tax. It's a very real thing.
Yep.
So do with that what you will.
Exactly. No, that's what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. And what you got to do if you suck, well, you saw it. That's what you got to do. The other news from this weekend, obviously, we talked about it. Well, the news really happened last week. Trent McDuffie being traded from the Chiefs to the Rams, which now the Rams don't have a first-round pick anymore, which, lo and behold, what a surprise. Rams don't have a first-round pick.
No, they
But
have one this year.
I thought they got rid of it.
Now they also own Atlanta's.
Hey, my bad. True shit. But this was the news that everyone was kind of expecting. Signed a 4-year, $124 million extension, which makes him the highest paid cornerback in NFL history.
Yeah.
I, for one, believe that the contract doesn't live up to where Trent McDuffie is in turn. I don't think he's the best cornerback in the league.
No, he's not. You could argue top 5. I don't think he's the best corner in the game right now. Off the dome, I would take Pat Surtain, Christian Gonzalez, and Derek Stingley over him as well. Arguably Devin Witherspoon too, and probably Quinyon Mitchell possibly. But that's just me. Right now, as a Pats fan, I don't want to keep tying it back to my team, but I kind of have to. You got to pay Christian Gonzalez, and now you have to pay him even more. My first instinct when I saw that deal, I was just on my phone by myself, and I said under my breath, "Bye-bye, Gonzo." And look, most corner ones in New England never see a second contract. I think the last one to do it was Ty Law. What do you think about it? Aqib Talib, Darrell Revis, Malcolm Butler, Stephon Gilmore, J.C. Jackson. They've been very chintzy about paying their corners. And there are a lot of people who think for some reason that, oh, they might trade him, which, well, now they might. I mean, I don't know. But as for McDuffie, 124 mil for McDuffie is I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't like it. I think trading for him was good because corner was a really big weakness, right? I think that's important, but I don't like that much money for him. I know people are like, oh, but he has all pros. It's like, yeah, but those are cupcake all pros because, and I know there's no such thing as a cupcake all pro, but come on. His stats just don't cut it. The stats aren't there for him. And let's call it what it is. It's the Chiefs bump. And don't get me wrong. He's a very good corner. I still think he's top 10. But if you're going to look at me and say McDuffie's the best corner in the game, like this contract would suggest, no. Like I said, already I just named 3, possibly 4 and 5 corners that are better than him. So, you're muted, Chris.
Sorry, there was some noise going on in the background, but
Yeah.
You mentioned Gonzalez. I saw a couple clips from some Boston radio shows, and this, of course, in response to the McDuffie contract extension. But in terms of, they're talking about, of course, the prospects of paying Gonzo because, you could make a very good case that Gonzo's better cornerback than Trent McDuffie, which would make Gonzo the highest paid cornerback in NFL history. And the case that they basically were making was that you should trade Gonzo now, or not now.
Who said this and when? Did they just say it now?
They said it earlier. I forget who it was. I wasn't paying attention to who is actually saying it. But I don't want to trade Gonzo, but
no, I don't either. And anyone who wants to do that, I just don't think is a real fan.
No, they were more or less hypothesizing in the fact that getting elite cornerback play for let's use Trent McDuffie's contract, for example. How old's Trent McDuffie?
I don't know. Older than Gonzalez a little bit, like in a year or two.
You're essentially asking for elite cornerback play for 4+ years, right?
Yeah.
And you would essentially be asking that out of Gonzo as well to live up to 124. Let's say we're asking Gonzo to live up to $124 million. It's very hard to to play at an elite level for 4+ years as a cornerback. You have to be like Champ Bailey. You have to be Richard Sherman. You have to be a really good like one of the best corners of all time to play. Like, look at Josh Norman, for example, elite cornerback in 2015, fell off the face of the earth in 2016. It's an example, but J.C. Jackson is another one. We just brought him up, played at an elite level when he was on the Patriots for a couple of years, and then he went to L.A., fell off the face of the earth. Shit like that.
I mean, to be fair, Jackson was never that good. He was a scheme merchant, and don't get twisted. Norman, it's another issue with scheming too. He just didn't fit Washington's scheme, and he chased the money instead of where would be a good fit.
But still, playing
I get it
at an elite level.
But I don't know. But there are now a lot of people that want to trade Gonzo. That just makes me irrationally pissed. You know what the worst part is? All this trade talk about him, it's just speculation. It's people saying, oh, we should do it. Or what could we get for him? Keep in mind, I want to put this out. There's been no reputable source that has said it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Or at least nobody I've seen. There's no rumblings. There's no Schefter or whatever. It's just people saying, what could we get? Or maybe we should do it. I don't know. There are a lot of people that pass off speculation as fact, and I don't know. Those people are disgusting.
I'm not saying I'm speaking on fact. I am just hypothesizing of,
No,
hey, I don't want to lose Gonzo.
No, I don't either.
We'll just cut that at that.
I will say though, I do have a horrible feeling that they're gonna let him walk. Not even trade him, that they're gonna let him walk. I don't know why. I have that feeling. And if they get traded, I think they're gonna get fleeced. Maybe they'll get one first or I don't know.
We'll see what happens. Quickly though, since we were talking about Trent McDuffie and he was on the Chiefs went balls to the wall and signed Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker. They re-signed Travis Kelce to a 1-year deal. And they signed Tonga. That really
overpaid Tonga, but yeah.
That really breaks my heart. But them signing Kenneth Walker was the punch in the dick that you kind of needed if you hate the Chiefs today. I said this before we recorded. I want to know what the fuck Seattle offered him, because that is ridiculous that you could not keep Kenneth Walker.
Look, I don't know why they didn't tag him. They were exuding confidence that he was going to come back, that they were so confident that they didn't tag him. And as soon as free agency opened, he bolted. Didn't even stop to pet the dog on his way out. He bolted. And you know why? But I'm going to be real. Can you blame him? Because in Seattle, he has a handcuff. He is handcuffed to Zach Charbonnet. And like I've said before, that a lot of his touchdowns get hawked by him, where they get down to the 5 or inside the 5 and he gets subbed out. Charbonnet comes in, and Charbonnet is literally stealing his touchdowns. And I'm sure he doesn't want to split carries anymore. And he's the reigning Super Bowl MVP. He shouldn't have to. And did it really take Seattle this long to figure out that Walker was better than Charbonnet? I'm so confused.
Well, what makes you think that after the Super Bowl MVP and seeing his performance, what makes you think that it would have been the same for next year? Say Kenneth Walker did sign or resign.
Well, I can only go off history. I mean, that's kind of how Mike McDonald rolls. He likes a committee approach.
Fair enough. Yeah. And when you look at it too, I mean, the running back room for the Chiefs,
it's just not. That's the thing. Pacheco, I think they're going to let walk. Kareem Hunt, they're going to let walk. It's literally just him, and he can have all the stuff he wants.
Yeah. Yep.
And I mean, they got him and Kelce, right? I know that they wiggled their way into the green and were able to move some money around to next year, but is this really the best use of their money? Like, is it?
Well, this is
Because-
why I keep saying the salary cap doesn't
And this
fucking
is why
exist.
you're a fucking moron.
Yeah,
Just
I am a
because
fucking
you
moron.
don't
'cause I
understand it doesn't mean it's true. Chris, it literally exists. They traded McDuffie because it exists.
and they were
could not
still
pay him.
in the red. They were
Could
still.
not pay him like a top 10 corner, so they traded him. And it's funny, everyone keeps saying the Chiefs prove salary cap doesn't exist. And then Tyreek Hill got traded. They say, oh, it doesn't exist. Then McDuffie gets traded. They are trading good players because they cannot extend them. And these slack-jawed yokels have the unmitigated audacity to say, oh, I just think it doesn't exist. Open your fucking eyes. Christ almighty, you people are so difficult to deal with. Just because you do not have any financial or business literacy does not mean you have to drag the rest of us down to your cone of ignorance. Fuck.
That was a little much.
Yeah.
But my point is that they trade McDuffie. They traded Tyreek Hill. They traded Trent McDuffie. I understand those moves. I do. But even when they traded Trent McDuffie, they were still barely in the green. And looking at it now, yeah, they have 22 mil in cap space going into today. But you know what? Never mind. Never mind.
I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't have done that. But
No,
like,
it's
no,
okay.
but like people that say the cap doesn't exist, it's like the most brain dead toddler logic ever. It's like them trading McDuffie literally proves that it does. Just like
No,
them trading Tyreek Hill literally proves it because they can't afford them.
I get it.
But that
I
doesn't
guess,
change the fact this was a really, I would argue, a really poor use of their money.
yeah,
Like,
no.
yeah.
And my thing was that I guess I thought that the Chiefs had less money than they actually did in terms of cap space, which obviously the old adage that we keep saying is that you don't actually have as much money as you think you do. Which, like, after the McDuffie trade, I thought that they were still barely not even 10 mil in the green, right? And
Yeah.
what was the Kenneth Walker signing for again?
3 years, 45 mil.
So do the math. That's 15 mil per year. So, and then you add in Travis Kelce, who they signed for 12, 14.
12.
So you do the math,
Guaranteed.
and the Chiefs are essentially back in the red.
Yeah, and Kyrus Tonga, who got 3 years, 21 million.
Yeah.
Which that's, as a Pats fan, I love Tonga, but that's a
Yeah.
gross overpay.
Exactly. So when I say that, and then the Chiefs, they trade McDuffie, they free up the space, then they make these moves. They still have to get rid of some people at this point. Yeah. Which I'm trying to think right now. Who did they lose anybody else? Anyways. Yeah. But at first, like, the Kenneth Walker thing ended up breaking my mind, and now I've just accepted that this is how it is. But anything else we want to touch on in terms of the Chiefs?
Not really. Once again, sorry for going apeshit there. It's just like it's one of the dumbest things that people say. We used to have a co-host that said that too, and I just wanted to put.
I want you to know, like, I say it as like I know it exists. I say it like half serious,
you
half
sure?
joking, because it's just like I don't understand where you even find the money to make moves like this, but because at the end of the day, it's really me agreeing with you that in totality, it's really not a move you should be doing, especially looking at the Chiefs roster as a whole. Like the Eagles proved, that you need a good team, like a very damn good team, to then go and get the running back that you need, right? Like the Chiefs are not in that spot that the Eagles are in.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Yeah.
I don't know. people I think are overreacting. And don't get me wrong, that is kind of a snake move for him to do too, just to immediately go like ring chase to a dynasty. Like I get it. I get, but I'm also not that upset at it because I'm not gonna lie. Is it really that much of a needle mover if the Chiefs don't have any good tackles? They really only have, I would argue, two good linemen. Actually, that's not true. They have Josh Simmons, but he's injury prone. So you can almost bank on him not playing 17 games next year. So because he's injury prone, say they have 2.5 good linemen, they got Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, and sometimes Josh Simmons.
Yeah. See how he can run behind those guys.
Mm.
All right.
I mean, it should be fine. Like, I'm not saying he's going to crash and burn, but like, I don't know. I just don't think it's going to be a needle mover. It's like, oh, they're back in the contender conversation.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, we don't know if Mahomes is even going to play week 1, so let's calm down.
Yeah. All right. We're going to take a little breather. When we come back, we'll get into some more free agency stuff. Probably start with the Colts because what the fuck? But
yeah.
This is the Fumblerooski podcast.
It may not have always showed it in the stat sheet, but you can see him making throws when he needs to make the throws.
Back-to-back games where he has 3 touchdowns. Someone's got to get that 6 or 7 spot.
He's an elite wide receiver as a rookie.
Truly a lose-lose scenario for both sides.
Welcome back to the Fumblerooski podcast. The Colts. Well, this was a bit of a shocker in a sense. Alec Pierce signing a 4-year, $116 million deal with the Colts. And this was obviously after the Colts had transition tagged Daniel Jones for $33 million. And then they traded Michael Pittman. This was another, prior to the Michael Pittman trade, this was another one where I was just like, Cap doesn't exist. But then they traded Michael Pittman, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. This was a bit of a shocker in terms of, you have Daniel Jones get the transitional tag, and then you have Alec Pierce making the comment of, I spent a couple good years in the league and yada, yada. I feel like that I deserve a chance at the open market. No problem. Come to New England. We'll bring you in. We need a number one. But no, he ends up re-signing with the Colts. Massive deal. And yeah. And when you add in his the last 2 seasons that he had, over 86 catches, nearly 2,000 yards. A lot of them really on deep balls, but seems the Colts are thinking that he's going to be the wide receiver 1 for them for the future.
Yeah. Look, I know I have my misgivings about Pierce, and I think 116 mil for him is a lot. But geez, I just wanted him in New England just as a fan. But oh well. Pittman, yeah, that makes sense. They're going all in on Pierce. Also, Arden Key getting signed is that makes sense. But they did lose Kwity Paye, and they had to trade Zaire Franklin, so it's not all hams and plaques over there.
Yeah.
I mean, the Pierce deal, I swear, Christian Kirk has done irreparable damage to the wide receiver market.
He really has.
Really has.
Oh, it's unfortunate. And of course, 5 minutes after the announcement of the Alec Pierce signing, the Patriots it's announced that Draymond Jones signs a 3-year, $39 million deal with the Patriots, which this was the kick in the nuts of the day for me. Thanks. Thank you for telling me we got another fucking edge rusher when we're still looking for a goddamn motherfucker that's an 85 catch, 1,000-yard receiving guy.
Look, we need edge rusher. They do. They need it, and I like Draymond Jones. However, what do? They sign a fullback. And the thing is, I feel like I've been lied to as a Pats fan. You had Mike Vrabel and Elliott Wolf say, oh, we got a plan in free agency. We're going to do stuff. we're not just going to rest on our laurels. We know we need more pieces. And guess what they're doing? They're resting on their laurels. They are asleep at the wheel. And I'm just stunned how, let's be real, this is a Belichick offseason. This reminds me so much of the 2022 offseason where they come out for 2021.
Yep.
Sure, they got their heads blown off by the Bills, but they made the playoffs. No one thought they would. They overperformed.
And they had promise. A lot of
Yep,
promise.
and then Bill just sat. He sat on his hands. He let the team get worse. And that's what I'm worried. Like, you just made the Super Bowl and now you're resting on your laurels. Like, I hope I'm wrong. I like the Draymond Jones signing, but then you follow that up with signing a fullback. And I know they were in on Alex Pierce, but there's a reason why many Pats fans, why our nickname for New England is the Interest Kings. Because that's what they are. It's like, oh, New England was interested. But the thing is, like, I don't know if they're getting outbid or if they're getting cold feet or what. But, like, once again, when it comes, this is another receiver where I say it every year. They're always the bridesmaid, never the bride. They're always the runner-up in whatever receiver sweepstakes. Be it, obviously this year was Alec Pierce. Then before that, it was Chris Godwin and DeAndre Hopkins and Calvin Ridley. And Odell Beckham Jr. And it keeps going and going and going, where it's like, how many times is New England going to be runner-up? Like, something has to give. I just want a wide receiver one. That's all I want. I just want a wide receiver one. And I know on this podcast it's been said before that you don't need a game-breaking number one to win the Super Bowl. And I get it, but I would still like one. The thing is, New England's like, oh, let's just chuck a bunch of 2s and 3s out there. That'll work. Well, until Tom Brady walks through that door, I don't think it's going to work. And
funny you say that. I was actually just about to bring up the Celtics. Like, here's the thing, right? I just got done talking about Diggs, right? Last week, and how the ultimate good that he did was he made New England look like a viable destination, a very good destination. Outside of Diggs, Boston sports teams should be a great place to go. A, because we're always looking for a fucking ring. B, the fans are some of the best in America. And C, they fucking win. The Boston Celtics should not be the only fucking team in Boston to be making these game-breaking moves. Like, that's it.
Well, I think the Bruins are rebuilding, so I kind of get that.
The Bruins are overperforming right now, and they made moves at the deadline that show that they're overperforming. And they realized that. Those were the moves that they made. But we're not talking about
no, I mean, I'm just saying, but like in general, but no, I get it. It's like, why is it so hard for New England? The thing is, like, I don't trust them to draft a receiver. And honestly, I think they're a little gun shy about it. But the thing is, the best receiver left in free agency is probably like Romeo Doubs or Tyreek Hill.
Which, that's the thing, is that Doubs is the last man left. And he's going to get 40+ mil, and he doesn't deserve 40+ mil.
Yeah. I swear to God, if this is the guy New England shells out money for and says, okay, now we're done trying, it's like, it's almost like they're doing this intentionally, because here's what happened. We as fans say, hello, I would like a wide receiver one. And the powers that be, whether it's Kraft or Bill or Wolf or Vrabel or even Mayo or whoever, they just look at you, they sneer and they say no. Then they crack the whip or they hit you with a cattle prod and say, no, you will have your wide receiver 3 and you will like it. Now go to the wide receiver 3 mines. We will bring up more number 3s. Like, and that's the thing. I'm genuinely getting so angry at this mentality, because the mentality was always, why have one guy that you can pay 20 mil a year to when you can have 2 guys you could each pay 10? And that is what has hurt them at wide receiver. And it's what has hurt them, especially at edge rusher, where they want an elite player, but they don't want to pay elite player money. And once again, and even when they do try to get wide receiver, they fail spectacularly. Like, are they cursed? Because once again, like, How do you keep coming in second place for all these receivers? Like, it's just aggravating. And the fact that they seem to be asleep at the wheel, like, I hope they do something else. I really do. Like, I want them to make another move, and I think they will. Because why did you clear up all that money and get to over 61 million in cap space if you're just going to do nothing? Now it's like, oh, the Patriots are checking in on these players. It's like, oh, goody. The interest kings are back. Praise Jeebus. All right, I'm sorry. This whole,
No, like you and me, we share the same frustration. So I am not mad for your rant. Like I'm not mad, like because I share the same feeling, and it's like, why is it that we have to play this stupid fucking Moneyball game now, where it's like, oh, now let's go find 80. We can't get 85 catch, 1,000-yard receiver guy, so let's get him in the fucking aggregate. Like, I don't want to get him in the aggregate. I want him in one full person.
Exactly. I just, and here's the thing: if you're New England and you're the higher ups, you're doing a disservice to Drake May. Do you know what that says to him? We don't care. You will throw to Keyshawn Boutte and Demario Douglas and Mac Hollins and Efton Chisholm and Kyle Williams, and you will like it.
And that's
You
if Matt
will have
Collins
to make
can-
Hunter Henry your primary target, and you will like it. You will not get a one ever.
And that's if Matt Collins can even keep up the same production from last year, because he's 30 plus years old.
I always forget that.
I know. I always forget that too.
But yeah, but it's just like, it's so unfair to Drake May. It really is. And considering the fact, the lack of offense around him, wide receivers that can't separate and a line that can't block, the fact that was the problem that kept you from winning a Super Bowl. Because say what you about the defense only allowed one touchdown, I think. That they did. And say what you will about Gonzalez, he put JSN in a box. First corner that I have seen give JSN belt. And that's also a big middle finger to the defense as well. We're just like, hey, you know what? I'm just not going to help the offense become better. Like, please, for the love of God, I just want a wide receiver one. At some point, like, you got to swing a trade. You have to do something. Like, this is getting really frustrating. And imagine how Drake May feels, now that you don't have Diggs. Like, I love Keyshawn Boutte,
Yeah, I love all the guys that we have.
But
I do.
Is he really a number one? Do you really think he's a number one? Because, I just want to have two off seasons in a row where the team improves. Because usually they have one where they improve and then they just coast. And then they have another where they improve and then they just coast. And like, can we have two in a row, please? I just want the roster to get better, because next year you're going to be running the gauntlet. You got one of the hardest schedules in the league. You're going to be coming off Super Bowl hangover. So, like, pretend to try to get a receiver? I don't know.
Yeah. The only real good news, I guess, other than.
But don't worry, they signed a fullback.
Yeah, and Christian Barmore, his charges got dropped.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. We were talking about the Steelers for a hot sec, so let's go to them. Traded for Michael Pittman, signed Jamel Dean, and Rico Dowdle. The Rico Dowdle pickup, huge. Great pickup.
Exactly, yeah. Because, they've been coasting along with, what's his name there? Kenneth Gainwell and Jalen Warren forever.
Yep.
And
Gainwell's a little old himself.
Yeah, and Gainwell just left too. Rico Dowdle's huge, but trading for Pittman and giving him a 3-year extension, that's big. Because, look, let's look at the wide receiver one for a sec. DK Metcalf. He's good, but every so often he disappears. And there are where he always starts the season hot, getting, as I was saying, highlight reel catches. Then, especially at the end of the year, he just kind of cools off. And when that happens, you need a wide receiver too. Who is their wide receiver too? I don't fucking know. Is it Calvin Austin? Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's Roman Wilson, who's was permanently in Mike Tomlin's doghouse. But yeah, you needed a wide receiver too for whoever it's going to be. Maybe they get Rodgers back. Maybe they draft Ty Simpson. I don't know. But I like the pick. And also Jamel Dean to play alongside Joey Porter Jr. That's a sweet pickup. That I can't really be mad at the Steelers for anything they've done here.
No. I mean, if like say you do keep Rodgers, right? Let's just say that. Like the Steelers are looking like a pretty good offense for next year. Like they look like a pretty solid offense for next year. That's as long as Rodgers doesn't turn old or become Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Where do I want to jump to now? Where do I want to jump to now? Do we have any more breaking news or no?
I don't think.
Actually, you mentioned Kenneth Gainwell, so let's jump over to the Bucks because that's where he went. They also re-signed Cade Otton, but they lose Mike Evans.
Yeah. When I saw them re-sign Cade Otton, right?
I didn't think it was bad.
No. And then when they re-signed, no, not re-signed, when they signed Alex Anzalone, I remember seeing that and thinking to myself,
Anzalone went to Tampa Bay?
Yeah, 2 years, 17 mil.
I didn't even see that.
I posted it. So yeah, when I saw them re-sign Otton and I saw them re-sign Anzalone, or not re-sign, sign Anzalone, I thought to myself, yeah, Mike Evans is not coming back. Because you thought it would have been priority number one, but it's clear that they want to get younger. You know, they want to give Egbuka a bigger role. They want to probably have Godwin be the number one. So,
which I think is pretty understandable. I think that's understandable considering Mike Evans' injury history the last 2 seasons, 3 seasons.
But there's something huge we're missing here, Chris.
Okay.
Losing Jamel Dean is going to be a gut punch. No, that's not a gut punch. That's a liver shot if I've ever seen one. Because your secondary outside of Antoine Winfield Jr. was really questionable. But now it's literally just him because maybe Zion McCollum and whoever else is there can pick up the pace, but I'm not hopeful.
Yeah.
Also, they got to get Levante David back. So,
yeah.
They should look at.
Yeah. Right now, it looks like the Bucks still have 11 mil in cap space in terms of that. So it's looking a little geeky right now. No Morgan. Real ones now. Did you pick up that reference?
Yeah. I did.
Yeah. Morgan geeky. Anything else you want to touch on from Tampa?
No, not really.
Speaking of Mike Evans, well, he went to San Francisco along with Vidarian Lowe.
Yeah, well,
take him.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. He looked solid when he had a proper OL coach, but yeah, Vidarian, we'll see you, buddy. Yeah, I'm so sad. But them willing to give Vidarian Lowe a 2-year, $12 million deal tells me that the Trent Williams situation is actually really bad.
Well, so
because Vidarian Lowe, like I said, if you give him a good OL coach, he can be. I don't think he's your tackle one, but I think he's a stopgap guy. That's I think we're looking at here, and Evans getting there. They really do need a receiver. Like that's actually become a huge need because Pearsall's injured, Deebo Samuel's gone. What the hell's happening with Brandon Ayuk?
Oh, he's done. Like he's
and Kendrick Bourne just left, and Jawan Jennings is a free agent.
Yeah. So this was a good signing, hopefully. But that's the other issue too, is that Mike Evans also has this injury history, and he's going to a team that is literally known for having the stupidest injury issues humanly imaginable. Like
maybe they should move that substation. Just a thought.
Yeah, they should move the damn substation. Like it's a good signing, you're just running the risk that you may not have Mike Evans for half the year. Now, outside of that, Brock Purdy to Mike Evans, or shit, Mac Jones to Mike Evans, because Brock Purdy can barely stay healthy, is still going to be fun to watch when they're actually on the field together. Oh, all right. Where do you want to go next?
Well, a certain quarterback was released. We should probably touch on that real quick.
Yeah, that's right. I want it. Tua. So the most recent news that the Dolphins are going to release him at the June 1st designation, post June 1st designation, and that means that they're going to eat $99 million of dead cap.
NFL record, by the way, for dead cap. 99 mil.
Yeah.
That's gross. That's just gross.
Foul.
And you're setting your new head coach, Jeff Hafley, up to fail. So,
yeah. Along with this, the Dolphins also signed Malik Willis on top of that. And Tua is expected to sign with the Falcons. So that's the other thing that I'm trying to figure out here is that obviously they have let Tua know, and now the world also knows that Tua is going to be released June 1st. Everyone knows that. So I guess like the news about the Falcons signing him is a little odd to me, because when is this signing going to take place? I would assume after June 1st, which means that now you're giving Tua not as much time to integrate into the system, but then again, it's just going to be him versus fucking Michael Penis anyways. Pardon, Michael Penix.
Yeah, you know what you did.
I know what I did. I know perfectly well. But so I guess that's just like, well, this guy's still under contract. Like, I don't know. The whole thing's a little weird to me, but just because it's just not often that you have a situation like this. That's really just it for me.
Yeah, that's the downside of giving your quarterback a stupidly huge extension after a big year, because it turned out he really wasn't able to recreate that, and he was only really as good as the weapons around him. But for Atlanta,
it's almost like Brian Flores was right.
Yeah, I know, shocking. And they say, Brian Flores never gave him a chance. Well, look what happened when you did, huh?
And there's a reason why Brian Flores is still in litigation talks with the NFL.
Yeah, shocking. I still think he was a good coach, but that's just
He is a good coach. He's a great coach.
I really, really don't. I don't. Obviously, for the Falcons, it's bad. I mean, for the Dolphins, it's bad. But for Atlanta, I know you're getting him on the vet minimum, and that's cool and all. But I would urge you to consider that that your backup for your left-handed injury-prone quarterback is a left-handed injury-prone quarterback. You have Michael Penix squared, essentially.
I was about to say you have two shit left-handed quarterbacks that are also injury-prone.
I wouldn't call Penix shit.
Yeah.
He's got two bum knees though, so yeah.
I'll give you that.
You okay over there? You okay over there? You gonna live, buddy?
Yeah, I might need to try to find where my water bottle is. But that was a little harsh about. I'll be fair. I was a little harsh on Penix. But yeah. Point stands though. Like jury's still kind of out on Penix at the moment. All right. Next team to talk about, I guess. The Jets traded for Minka Fitzpatrick, and then they also signed Joseph Osai. Joseph Osai and Demario Davis.
Well, they had to do something. Trading for Minka's cool. Osai's fine. Like all these moves for the Jets are just fine.
Yeah.
I think there's somebody else they got too, but that doesn't really matter. I love though how they're loading up on the defensive side of the ball, and the problem was offense. And look, I know that the Jets didn't really get very many interceptions last season.
I was about to say, CJ, they didn't force a single turnover last year, so I'd say
no,
that
they didn't force any interceptions. I think they had like 4 fumble recoveries.
I don't think they forced a single turnover.
They did. They had fumble recoveries, but they didn't get picks. But the problem is, I mean, the defense still had solid pieces. It's the offense that was the problem. You need more linemen. You need a wide receiver too. You need a quarterback. And look, I get, your little feel-good reunion with old Demario Davis. Minka Fitzpatrick's a solid addition. Joseph Osai can slot in to replace the recently traded Jermaine Johnson. But I don't know. I feel like they should be making moves on the offensive side of the ball. Romeo Doubs would be a good place for the Jets. He could be your number 2, I guess. I don't know. And the thing is, Demario Davis is very old. Minka Fitzpatrick is not a spring chicken either. So like these would be like win now moves. If you were like a piece or 2 away on defense from a Super Bowl, like why are you signing them when you're in your like 200th rebuild?
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, anything the Jets do is just, what the fuck are we doing? But anything else?
No.
Just regarding the Jets, because I plan on taking a break right now. And I'm going to take the next 15 seconds to go find my water bottle. This is the Fumblerooski podcast.
It may not have always showed it in the stat sheet, but you can see him making throws when he needs to make the throws.
Back-to-back games where he has 3 touchdowns. Someone's got to get that 6 or 7 spot.
He's an elite wide receiver as a rookie.
Truly a lose-lose scenario for both sides.
Well, Chris is away. I guess I'll take this one. Welcome back to the Fumblerooski podcast, brought to you by Pirate 18 Radio and Secret Web Consulting. I'm CJ, of course. And hey, look, there's Chris. I'll hand the baton off to you.
I got my water. We're good. All right. Quickly, Chargers. They signed Alec Ingold, highest paid fullback, Zion Johnson.
Oh?
Yeah.
I would have, I don't know. I didn't think they got Zion Johnson back. They did not. He went to the Browns, Chris.
I misread it. Terrible reporting on my part. They lost Zion Johnson.
Yes, they did sign Charlie Kohler, though, the Ravens tight end.
You know what? Forget we even did that. Let's go to the Panthers.
No, I was just going to say it's not enough.
What?
The Chargers. It's not enough. Also, they lost Odafe Owe as well, so that's getting even worse.
Yeah. Tough. Anyways, Panthers. Their big signing, Jalen Phillips, 4 years, $120 million. Bit of an overpay.
Well, I mean, I like him as a player. He just can't stay healthy. That has been the big knock on Jalen Phillips, even in college, was that he could never stay healthy. And honestly, like, if he stays healthy, this is a great signing. Oh, but if he doesn't, you're looking at a financial black hole. So good luck with that, Panthers. Although I like the all-in move. I do.
Yeah. I feel like you could have just used. I feel like you should have just used some of that money to keep Rico Dowdle, though. Like, seeing how just the combination of Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard. I mean, that's Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams right there.
Oh no, it's Jonathan Brooks time, gang. Let's run it, or whatever that running back they had who can't stay healthy is. Is that Jonathan Brooks?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, Jonathan Brooks time. Let's go. I want to.
Yeah, come on.
No, I want to see what he can do. Like, this is no BS. I really want to see it.
Okay. Fair enough. Giants. So I'd say the Giants were probably once after we kind of got through the bulk of today, was probably the team that I was like, that they're going to be very interesting next year, because obviously Jackson Dart is Jackson Dart. You bring back a lot of those guys that you missed from due to injury last year, aka Malik Neighbors being one, Cam Scattaboo is another. And now you add Isaiah Likely, who's a really good tight end in his own right. And now you've signed Tremaine Edmonds. I'd say so far, so good if you're the Giants. So far, it's a good free agency for them.
Yeah, you can't really complain. The defense was already pretty solid, so adding Edmonds there will only help. They did end up having to part ways with Bobby Okereke, I believe. So Edmonds, I think, is a more than apt replacement. Likely being your tight end one instead of like Theo Johnson. That's
Whoever
a
it
huge
was.
upgrade.
Yeah.
So yeah, all that's left to do is stay healthy. Oh, and their right tackle Jermaine Illuminor's back. So like once again, health is going to be the big thing here.
Yeah. Another thing that we didn't bring up yet, Garrett Bradbury getting traded to the
Bears.
the Bears after their center retired. So, Bears obviously making moves. Pats, well, now they need to find a fucking center.
No, they don't. They'll slot their left guard, Garrett Wilson, over to center because he was drafted as a center and they forced him to play left guard.
Garrett
So
Wilson,
maybe
you mean Jared Wilson?
Yeah, Jared Wilson, yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to be the center. You need a left guard, though.
Yeah. Great. We need a fucking left guard.
So, yeah.
The rage of the wide receivers starting to boil over now. The Saints sign Travis Etienne Jr. and David Edwards. I was kind of surprised.
No, you
can go. You can go. Sorry.
No, I didn't want to cut you off. I was just going to say about ETN. My big takeaway is, what does this mean for Alvin Kamara?
Yeah.
He was in trade rumors last year, and maybe those pick up again. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is like that entire running back room couldn't stay healthy to save their life. Like they were down to RB3 Devin Neal, and he put up a great first half against Carolina and then proceeded to miss the last month, or was out for the rest of the year after that. Like that's so it's very interesting to say the least in turn, as you mentioned, like what does this mean for Alvin Kamara? What does it mean for the rest of the running back room at that point?
Yeah, ETN, I'm going to be real. I think he's RB1 now. Even if they keep Kamara, I think Kamara is going to serve in like when I think of other running back roles, like remember when the Atlanta Falcons had Tevin Coleman and the New England Patriots had James White? That's what I think Kamara is going to be relegated to, because you don't pay Travis Etienne over $50 million over the span of 4 years to just be RB2. And you're muted again.
There's noise in the background again. And we're talking about Travis Etienne, coming in from Jacksonville. Like Jacksonville seems like they're in a weird spot now where like now they're putting Brian Thomas Jr. on the trade block. I don't know what the fuck's going on over there now. Like it seemed like that they were building something good, and now I don't know what's going on. Now I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah, the Jags, that's interesting. I don't think it's going to happen, but honestly, with the emergence of Parker Washington, the drafting of Travis Hunter, and the extending of Jacoby Myers, someone's got to be the odd man out.
But I'm pretty sure they're about to start using Travis Hunter mainly as a cornerback now.
Oh, well, if that's the case, then I don't think he's going to get traded.
That's what I mean. Like, it's just weird, like what's going on with Jacksonville right now, especially when you have the rumor that Travis Hunter is going to mainly play cornerback next year. Unless they believe in Parker Washington, the 7th round draft pick, which no disrespect,
Penn State legend.
Yeah, no disrespect, but still, like you have to have a lot of fucking faith. Which, if you're Jacksonville, you shouldn't have a lot of fucking faith because you're Jacksonville. Like, I'm saying, if you're a Jacksonville fan.
Yeah, but either way, I still don't think he's gonna get traded. Just because you're listening to calls doesn't mean it's actually gonna happen.
Yeah. It's kind of like the AJ Brown shit right now. Like they're taking calls, but but they're basically laughing the Patriots out of the fucking room. So, all right, let's move on before I start freaking out again. The Titans, they're making some good moves. They're helping. They're doing shit to help Cam Ward. They're doing shit to help Cam Ward. Getting myself angry again. They signed Wan'Dale Robinson. Overpay, not an overpay. Do what you will with it, but
Overpay.
It's an overpay. But they're getting Cam Ward help. Because Cam Ward, he had Eric Io Manor. Thank you. Cause I keep wanting to pronounce his name. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I get it. It's Io Manor.
Eric Io Manor. And that was really it. Like, because there was no one else to really throw to. Everyone else fucking sucked. And just the team itself sucked. And now the Titans, well, they're spending money. They're getting shit done for Robert Saleh and Brian Dable, which, by the way, he just coached Wan'Dale Robinson. Now he's going to be the OC for him.
Yeah, that's probably why he ended up going. Obviously, John Franklin Myers, that was a good pickup.
Yep.
As well for him. Bolster the defensive front. They got Alontae Taylor, the Saints corner. To he and L'Jarius Sneed, I think would be good. They also picked up Cordell Flott from the Giants, so they practically rebuilt their corner room. So honestly, yeah, I can see a lot. I can see a lot going on. When I say a lot going on, I mean I could see a lot changing, like a lot improving.
Yeah, I'm not here to predict that the Titans are going to win the AFC South, but they're improving.
They signed Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, exactly. They signed Mitch. Who, it's weird, but Mitch Trubisky has been in the game for a while. He's going to be a good mentor for Cam Ward.
He has a Pro Bowl.
There we go. Now the wheels are spinning. Now we're getting something going. Browns signed Quincy Williams just before we started recording. And the aforementioned Zion Johnson as well. CJ, you were very upset about Quincy Williams because you wanted him on the Pats.
I wanted him on the Pats, but we can't have anything. What is New England's aversion to off-ball linebackers? I don't know. Why do they hate pass coverage linebackers? We may never know. But I would like one, please. And thank you.
I just want
Lloyd, and we're solid.
I want my team to make moves.
Yeah, especially when you cleared up over $60 million in cap space. Don't do that just to say, all right, and we're good.
Yeah. The Bengals signed Brian Cook and Boye Mafe, which Boye Mafe pick up huge, was a massive factor for the Seahawks in their Super Bowl title run. Brian Cook's good in his own right.
Shocking, I know. After all of our predictions came to pass about the Bengals dropping 40 every game, but giving up 50, you're at least, scoring a lot, but your defense being so terrible that it lets up more. they're investing in defense.
Yeah.
With Mafe and Cook. Wow. What a novel concept. It's not like defense wins championships or anything.
Yeah, they finally got rid of Trey Hendrickson and got his money off the books, and they're starting to do this shit. So who knows?
Yeah, he
Who knows
hasn't
what's
signed anywhere yet. That's weird.
He is like 32.
Yeah,
Maybe-
but
maybe
he's
it's
got
taking
a
a
lot
minute.
of juice left.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Trey. I mean, free agency technically doesn't actually start till Wednesday. So,
That's so weird.
yeah. And then last team that we haven't really gone to yet. I mean, there's others, but we can only get to so many players that signed. Reed Blankenship signs with the Texans
Who's the odd man out
for
on the Houston defense for the DB room? Because you already have Jalen Petrie and their fullback. What's his name? Bullock, right? Kalen Bullock, or whatever his name is. You have him also.
for the Texans.
Yeah.
Say the fullback.
Bullock, Bullock. Like, I think he's up there too.
Yeah, Kalen Bullock.
Kalen Bullock, Jalen Petrie, Jarek Stingley, Kamari Lassiter. Now you're adding Reed Blankenship. So Bullock or Petrie, like, who's the odd man out here for safeties? I mean, sometimes they move Petrie, I think, to slot corner, unless that's where he's going to be full time. Are you just going to move him to corner? Like,
So here's
what's going to happen?
Here's what the ESPN depth chart has right now. It has Stingley and Lassiter as your two corners. Your safeties are Blankenship and Reed, and your nickelback is Jalen Petrie.
Okay, well, that makes sense. But
Petrie is also listed as the second free. So
what the? Okay, you know what? Don't question it. Don't question it, guys. It'll hurt you if you question it.
yeah. So it seems that Petrie is somewhat the odd man out in terms of that, just because just looking at the depth chart, but he's also going to be your number one nickelback, because let's be real, you're not going to have Miles Bryant as your nickelback.
As a Pats fan, I can tell you, you do not want Miles Bryant. Forget as your nickelback, but anywhere.
Yeah.
You don't want Miles Bryant.
Yeah. He should not have a job in this league.
He really shouldn't.
No.
But as for the Texans, now I think Reed Blankenship's a great signing, but that's what I call a distraction from the fact that you don't know if CJ Stroud is good or not.
It's a distraction from the fact that their O-line is still shit.
Yeah, they haven't fixed that, have they?
Nope.
No, they haven't.
No.
Oh, yeah, and it got worse. Well, to be fair, they did re-sign Ed Ingram. That's cool.
Okay.
But you still traded away Juice Scruggs and Titus Howard. Maybe you shouldn't have done that. Maybe you should replace him. I don't know. Just food for thought. Food for thought. Food for thought, Houston.
Yeah. No, I like it. I like it. Cool. That is all the free agency news that could really come up with. I mentioned the Cardinals signing Kendrick Bourne. That contract for Blankenship, 3 years, $24.75 million, 16.5 guaranteed.
Solid. Gonna miss him and Cooper DeJean together, though. If you know, you know.
Yeah. We talked about the Seahawks not getting Kenneth Walker and what the fuck they were doing, but, well, they retained Rashid Shaheed, 3 years, $51 million. Huge. That was probably trade deadline pickup of the year, maybe.
Yeah, they got Shaheed back. I think that's good. They also got their slot corner Josh Jobe back. But the problem is they lost their starting safety, Kobe Bryant. Yes, that's actually his name, in case those of you out at home are wondering. You lost Boye Mafe, and you lost Kenneth Walker. If they lose Reek Woolen, who's also a free agent, then low-key, you could probably put them as like one of the biggest losers, because they have a lot of money. They are top 10 in cap space, and they're just not keeping their core. I don't want to say they're asleep at the wheel, but What else do I call this?
Yeah. Broncos re-signed Alex Singleton to a 2-year, $15.5 million deal, $11 million guaranteed. Here's one from Ian Rappaport. The Ravens 2022 draft class alone has collected $298.5 million in total contract extensions.
Guess it wasn't that bad of a class after all.
No. Nope. And they kept what, 1? 2? Something like that. Yeah, so that's all the scheduled content that we have for you today. Want to do a little immaculate grid? Fuck it. We're already
Yeah, you know what?
we've already gone long enough. Let's end on a somewhat
I do want to
positive.
say, Chris, that I am sorry about the salary cap deal earlier.
It's okay. It's okay.
Please forgive my ignorance.
It's okay. We're past it now.
I know. I just wanted to say, just in case, like I'm not mad. There's a lot. Yeah,
It's okay.
Okay.
All right. We need a player that played for the Vikings and the Broncos, the Vikings and the Dolphins, and the Vikings and the Giants, and a player that played for the Chiefs and the Broncos, the Chiefs and the Dolphins, and the Chiefs and the Giants. And we need a Bronco that caught 10 touchdowns, a Dolphin that caught 10 touchdowns, and a Giant that caught 10 touchdowns all in a season. All right. Where would you like to start?
Did Chris Mannertz play for the Chiefs, the tight end?
I'm not sure.
Pretty sure. I think he did. I am fairly certain. Chris Mannertz, Giants and Chiefs.
Honestly, I'm not really that familiar, so help me.
Man-H-E. There he is.
Nope.
What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wow, already. No, he played with the Jets. Fuck me. I'm sorry.
Right, well, let's knock out these receiving touchdowns first. How about that?
10 plus receiving tutties in a season. Okay, we can do that.
Did Brian Hartline get 10 tuds?
I don't know. For the Broncos, did Ed McCaffrey do it?
I feel like he had to have. I don't know. Wait, when was? Let me look real quick. I need to. Okay, so 91 to 2003. He was definitely on the team early enough where Elway was still really slinging it like that, because later in his career was really just Terrell Davis that was kind of taking the workload. You know, screw it. Let's just go ahead and McCaffrey.
Wait, hold up. I got to think. I know he has at least 50 career touchdowns, but over a fifth of them have to come in one season. You know what?
Yeah.
I think so. Let's do it.
Let's go. 4%.
Oh.
All right. Jeremy Shockey for the Giants.
Plaxico Burress, maybe?
Oh, Plaxico, maybe.
Did he, though? But did he?
Well,
we can always go to overtime. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, let's just go Plaxico. Why not? 17.
Oh, maybe Shockey would have been better. I don't know. Because a lot of these youngins, they don't know Plaxico like that. They just don't.
Yeah.
And his problematic Steelers origins, but
true. Shot himself in the leg.
Ryan Hartline would be something.
Let's just see it. I want to see. I just want to see myself type in Brian Hartline and hit enter. Nope.
Wow.
Tough.
Wes Welker, did he ever do that when he was on the Dolphins?
No, he was a punt returner when he was on the Dolphins.
Yeah, true.
I just don't put him in. Shit, we're going to overtime anyways.
No.
See if we get in on the technicality.
No, that won't work. I was thinking about Ted Ginn because I know he was on the Dolphins, but he was also mostly a returner, even though I think they took him in the first round. Wait a minute. Is it going to be how much is this game going to be a stickler? Because I remember in Cam Newton's MVP year, he did have 10 touchdowns, but he wasn't on the Dolphins anymore.
Well, that's what I mean. Let's try it. Yeah.
That is such BS. He literally did. Oh, that is. All right. Jarvis Landry, or that's too obvious. No.
But how obvious will it be?
He didn't?
You're telling me Jarvis Landry never caught 10 plus tuds for the Dolphins?
Okay. This is concerning. Wow.
I'm just going to put in Tyreek Hill.
Let's just chalk this up to burnout, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm
just going to put in Tyreek Hill here. 67%. Come on.
Wow.
Hell yeah. That's definitely the most obvious one. Let's go Jalen Waddle.
I don't think he.
Nope. Wow.
10 receiving touchdowns, though. That's the wacky part.
Oh, fucking give me a receiver from the 80s. Just give me
Mark Clayton, Mark Duper, whichever.
Yeah, let's just go to fucking Mark Clayton. Bang. And then we'll just continue here. Six
overtime. All right, a Bronco and a Chief. Bronco and a Chief. I guess Jamal Charles is the obvious answer, but
did Jamal Charles
2 A's at the end? That's way too obvious, but
I'm not saying obvious, but did he actually play a snap?
He did, yeah.
Oh, that's overtime. Broncos, Vikings.
What's his
there's
name?
One.
Son of a. I know who it is. I know who I'm thinking of. It's. Hell. Damn. Okay, I don't have this ball knowledge, Chris.
Oh, I thought I did for today, but it's just not my day.
Wait. No, never mind. He didn't play there. Crap. Wow. Let's just chalk this one up to burnout, gang.
Yeah. It's a tough day for the fellas. It's a tough day.
And I've been posting stuff all day. You've been, for the pod, I've been keeping on with the news. You had like a game you had to go to. So.
I had 2 games. Dude, yeah. You know what? Let's chalk this up as an L.
Well, okay, we'll call it burnout, but
yeah.
For the Giants and Chiefs, wait, no, don't give up. That's not how we do it here.
All right.
Okay, this is obvious. For a Giant and a Chief, remember the kicker, Morton Anderson?
Yep.
I didn't want to, but hey, only 3. I'll take it.
Hey, kickers are people too.
Debatable. I'm joking. Please don't kick me to death, kickers.
Wow.
Well, I love kickers. You know who loves special teams more than me? No one. Yeah. Oh my God. I can't believe this slipped my mind. Giants, Vikings, Super Bowl champ Linval Joseph. You could go Herschel Walker, but Linval Joseph, big man. All right, Vikings, Dolphins, Vikings, Broncos.
I feel like there's a quarterback.
I was thinking of.
There's a quarterback.
Case Keenum?
Yeah, Case Keenum.
That's who I was thinking of. Or Teddy Bridgewater.
I knew there was a quarterback in there.
Or Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah. Well, you could go Teddy right here.
Oh my God, you go Teddy Bridgewater there too.
Bingo. All right,
oh well, we were tired today, folks. Let's just.
Oh, it's ugly when you got 3 of them were the most obvious. Oh, Dante Culpepper, forgot about him playing for the Dolphins.
Kadarius Toney on the Giants, yeah.
Kadarius Toney. That picture of him is still ridiculous.
Why do they insist on using that picture of him? I don't get it.
I don't know, man. All right. That's our that's all the scheduled content that we have for you today. Thank you for tuning in to another Tuesday episode of the Fumblerooski podcast. New episode coming out on Friday at 8 a.m. and we'll most likely have more free agency stuff for you as well once we really get neck deep into this shit. But I don't know if you can hear all that noise in the background, but I'm recording a fucking
Vaguely.
podcast, but nobody fucking cares. New episode on Friday at 8 a.m. More free agency stuff that we'll go over. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We also have all our episodes available on Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, and so much more. Be sure to follow our Instagram, Fumblerooski_podcast, to keep up with the pod and the latest coverage on the NFL. Otherwise, we'll see you on Friday. Over and out.